Tag Team Champion. You're watching WGS-TV.
Hello everyone, welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on youtube.com/WrestleGamer and ZenFX I'm Billy Boudreaux, being joined by the man from South Park, simply known as Cartman. Cartman, first off, Happy New Year. How was your holiday?
One, hello people of South Park, it is the almighty Cartman here. And two, my holidays were pretty good.
Awesome. Well, we're going to be talking about WWE main event for the week of January 2nd, 2013. Yes, you heard me right. 2013. And the featured match for this week's main event was the United States Championship being on the line as Antonio Cesaro was set to defend against the Great Khali. Now, they had Cesaro come out first and start getting into kind of a little bit of a tirade, a little bit of a tiff between him and The Miz. Inside the ring when Miz and Michael Cole were doing their usual introductions for WWE main event. And right off the bat, Cartman, when I saw that, it kind of led me to believe that they were trying to hint at something possibly starting between Cesaro and The Miz.
Exactly, which I didn't expect to see that beforehand. Before that, they didn't really have anything to do with each other. And all of a sudden, they're trying to have a big rivalry between Miz and Cesaro. And before, they never really had a rival. They had nothing to do with each other.
Exactly. Now, Great Khali's backstage, and apparently Natalia and Hornswoggle are kind of worried. And, they're a little bit stressed out, and it kind of got to the Great Khali a little bit. And he actually said, "Stop! You're stressing too much." Then he started chanting USA, USA. Now, to bring up one point, Michael Cole said that, yeah, this was the biggest opponent ever that Antonio Cesaro faced. And from the way it looked like that Cesaro was going to lose the title. He's always saying that no American can ever beat him for the title. Well, Great Khali is not exactly an American, especially when he's from Punjab, India. But I must say this was a very entertaining match, and the shocker of shockers, Cesaro has done it again. Cesaro has found a way to use the neutralizer, pick up Great Khali, over 7 feet tall, guys, over 400 pounds. He picked up the Great Khali and hit the neutralizer on him and retained the United States title. Cartman, how impressive was that to see?
Very, very impressive. I did not see that coming at all. It was one of the last outcomes I expected to see. I expected to either see Khali win or see some type of dirty finish.
But we did not get that. We actually got a clean finish for the United States title. So I'm going to give my props to Cesaro and give him the props that he deserves because, he worked a really good match with the Great Khali, and he pulled off something that I believe none of us thought he would be able to do. I mean, when he did it to Brodus Clay for the first time several months ago, that indeed was very impressive. And now he did it tonight to the Great Khali, who is a much larger person than Brodus Clay, and that's not by very much, but probably about a foot taller than Brodus Clay, and maybe I want to say about 100 pounds heavier, and he still pulled it off, and that's what makes it very impressive. But now something interesting happened after the match was over, and that was more of a conflict drama between Miz and Antonio Cesaro. And Cartman, from what I take from that, even though it's not the featured match for next week's main event, which we will talk about after the secondary match for this week, but that's kind of leading me to believe that somewhere down the line, either on a SmackDown or maybe on next week's Monday Night Raw, when it returns to being live with The Rock returning, which hopefully will turn the ratings around for Monday Night Raw, that we're going to have a United States title match somewhere down the line between Antonio Cesaro and The Miz. In all likelihood, do you see that happening?
Yeah, exactly, I do. It's because of the fact that they're deciding to do this much build-up. I see it happening somewhat soon that they're going to have a championship match, and I can see... Well, I can see The Miz actually end up defeating Cesaro and then taking the title, and then having them to go back and forth with the rivalry up until WrestleMania,
Do you think that?
if not up until Money in the Bank.
Let me ask you this then, Cartman. Do you think a feud between Cesaro and Miz over the United States title could be just as good, or if not better, than the current rivalry they got right now between Wade Barrett and Kofi Kingston over the Intercontinental title?
I'm thinking it'll be just as good, if not better, than the rivalry between Wade Barrett and Kofi. The only reason I think it might be better is the fact that Miz is a multi-time WWE champion, and that might make more people kind of pay more attention to that than the Barrett Kingston rivalry. Only because Miz is a multi-time champion, and I can see them going back and forth with the title for a while.
Score on tonight's featured bout of Antonio Cesaro and the Great Khali is actually going to get a 4 out of 5. I was very impressed with the opening promo. Of course, the little tiff between Miz and Cesaro, which kind of hinted to what we were just discussing a couple of minutes ago about a possible match between Cesaro and the Miz. Match content, I thought it was very good. Natalya looked hot. And like I said, she's one of those babes who's hot and who can kick your butt at the exact same time. When someone like Natalia says, "Hey, you're taking me on a date," you better listen, or she's going to bend you into the pretzel, and I mean the bad pretzel, not the good pretzel. But other than that, match content, it was great, very impressive. Very impressed with Antonio Cesaro and the Great Khali for that matter too. I mean, this is by far one of Khali's better matches. Even though he did lose, this is still by far one of his better outings in the
As of late.
WWE. Yes, as of late.
Because before, well, a while back can't forget he was the World Heavyweight Champion a while back. But yeah, now, as in the past year or so, it was one of his best matches.
Yeah, and my last thought about the match, I'm pretty sure that they had Antonio Cesaro running to the back, screaming for a bag of ice to put on his chest because Great Khali, as of late, he has been stiffing people with those chops that he has. I mean, Cesaro's chest was beat red. I mean, not as red as Brad Maddox was on Christmas Eve, but it was still pretty bad looking. But overall, for me, Cartman, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 for this match. What's your what's your score, if I can learn how to talk right, and your overall thoughts on the featured bout this week?
Before I give my score, I have to say, Billy, were you paying more attention to the match or Natalia?
If Natalia told me to pay attention to her, I'm gonna listen to her, if you know what I mean.
I would in more ways than one. Giggity giggity go.
God.
I had to make that, sorry. But, yeah, match, overall, it was actually a relatively good match. Both Khali and, Cesaro really seemed to, work well together in the ring. Which I didn't expect. Well, I didn't expect Cesaro to be able to, pick Khali up in the neutralizer because, like you pointed out, Khali is... I wouldn't call him a small person.
Nobody would. No, nobody would.
I wonder if Natalia does in the bedroom. I had to make that joke, sorry. But, yeah, overall score in the match, I'd probably say a 4.5 out of 5.
Now,
the only thing I would have made it better is if Natalia was naked at ringside.
Well, the next matchup, the secondary matchup, was set up like this. We had Kofi Kingston sitting with Michael Cole and The Miz on commentary to kind of talk about his loss of the Intercontinental title from Monday Night Raw this week and what he plans to do to get it back on Friday Night SmackDown. And then that kind of prompts Wade Barrett to come out and says, you want to call my victory over you on Monday Night Raw a one-time thing? I want to prove to you how tough I really am by calling out a gauntlet match. It's not going to be for my Intercontinental title, but it's going to prove to you how tough I am. So apparently this was a 4-person, well, I didn't know it was going to be a 4-person gauntlet at the time, but the first person was Yoshitatsu. WWE could have had... Now, this is what I said to both Cartman and the Studley Man Ashley when he was in here, when Yoshitatsu came out. Yoshitatsu had the makings for what I firmly believed to be the next Ultimo Dragon in wrestling, because he's that good. He has that kind of appeal. He's got good kicks. and he's got great skill inside the ring. What did they have him do in the opening match on the Gauntlet? One bullhammer elbow, match is over. Match is over, and I just can't believe that, and it just makes me hang my head on just how low they have pushed and sunk Yoshitatsu when they could have done so much better with him. I mean, it's just utterly ridiculous that you know Yoshitatsu who arrived in such fashion and fire when he first came into WWE's version of ECW around I want to say around 2007, 2008, if I'm not mistaken, or it was towards the latter part of the ECW run in the WWE, or as a lot of people affectionately called it, the WWECW run. He came in on with such fire. He was, explosive. He had potential and he had talent, and he is just. He's still the main part is yeah he's still part of the WWE. Is he being utilized
No.
to its fullest extent? Exactly right. No, but anyway, back to the Gauntlet match they did on main event. Second person was JTG, and honestly, I could not care less. But they had. Here's what I don't understand. All they had Yoshitan to go out there is take a bullhammer elbow, and they gave more time to JTG. What has JTG done? I mean, yeah, he's part of Crying Time, but when they split him up and made him a singles competitor, what has he done since then? Absolutely, positively nothing. Not to say that Yoshitatsu's done anything, but, and honestly, in all fairness, I think Yoshitatsu is much more talented than JTG. JTG is more suited to be a tag team wrestler, not a singles competitor, and everything like that. But JTG also gets obliterated, and then out comes Justin Gabriel, who by far out of the three is one of the most talented guys out of the group. He's very good in the ring. He's got great flying skills. But again, he also falls to Wade Barrett, and then we get the surprise fourth entrant, Kofi Kingston, comes in and bada bing, bada boom, hits the Trouble in Paradise on Wade Barrett, and gets the victory, the non-title match victory, by the way, in this Gauntlet, which I believe was a really good thing for them to do to kind of lead into their match at Friday Night SmackDown. And I really can't say more or less than that because, sometimes WWE they're really sloppy on their execution of builds and stuff like that, and leads into their matches. However, tonight with Kofi Kingston and Wade Barrett, especially for the return bout for the Intercontinental title, I believe they did it the right way. Overall score on this Gauntlet match, it's going to get. Uh, Carmen, it would have gotten a 4 out of 5 from me, but I'm going to take it down a half a point because they could have made it so much more entertaining if they allowed Yoshitatsu to do at least a few more things with Wade Barrett in the ring instead of just having him go out there and just take a bullhammer elbow to the face and lose. I mean, I just don't think that was right, honestly, because to me that hurts Yoshi. To me, honestly, that hurts my image, my view of Yoshitatsu as an in-ring competitor because he has so much talent. And they're saying, to me that says that WWE really doesn't give a rat's ass about Yoshitatsu's status in the WWE. They're just gonna have him go out there and take one move, boom, you're done.
Exactly.
But other than that, JTG looked all right, even though I really couldn't care much for him. And Justin Gabriel and Wade Barrett, they really worked well together. They've known each other for the Nexus, NXT, and the core. You can remember because WWE doesn't know how to spell core, and of course. I've already said my piece about Kofi Kingston and Wade Barrett, so for me, Cartman, it's going to get a 3.5 out of 5. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. The thing with what they did with Yoshitatsu, like I said, he did have a lot of talent when he showed a lot of potential when he came into WWE, and they basically just said, "Fuck you, we're not gonna let you do anything. Go out there and just get smashed in the face and leave." That's basically what they did tonight, and it was stupid. And
Yes.
yeah,
Your
I
score?
said same with you. I would have given it a 4, but I'm actually gonna deduct a point and a half. I'm gonna give it a 2.5 out of 5. Just because it was that stupid.
So on that note, the overall score for main event for the week of January 2nd, 2013, it's going to start off with a 3.5 out of 5. We had a great featured bout with Antonio Cesaro and the Great Khali, and saw an amazing thing with Cesaro giving the Great Khali the neutralizer and retaining his title, and possibly the start of a rivalry between Cesaro and The Miz over the United States title. But the Gauntlet matchup in itself, it was okay. You know, I've already voiced my opinions about the stuff I disagreed about the way it started, but the way it ended, it kind of made up for it in a sense. But it still gets a 3.5 out of 5. It just really hasn't met. It really didn't feel like a 4 out of 5 show to me. Even though we had a 4 out of 5 match to start with Antonio Cesaro and the Great Khali, it just really didn't give me the finish that I wanted. If you kind of get what I'm saying. So it gets a 3.5 out of 5 from me. Cartman, what about you? Your overall score and thoughts?
I'm gonna give it a 3. I'll say 3.5 out of 5. I would have given it a 3. I would probably give it a 4, but the what they did with Tatsu and JTG, it was freaking retarded, and I'm deducting half a point overall for that because it was just plain retarded.
So what we want to know now from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts on main event this week. Be sure you put your comments in your comment section below. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. Guys, over on Cartman's YouTube channel, Killer X Kenny, that's youtube.com/Killer X Kenny. He's got a brand new Let's Play series getting ready to start. Cartman, go ahead and tell everybody about it.
It's gonna be a Far Cry 3 Let's Play, live commentaries, everything. Yeah. By the time when we're recording this, it's Wednesday, the 2nd of January, and I'll probably have it up either tomorrow or Friday. It depends how much editing I'm gonna have to do. It depends how long the gameplay takes to render, but that should be up within the next couple of days. So if you like Far Cry 3 and want to see a Let's Play, go check out my channel. That link will be in the description. If it's not at the top, just open the description and click it, and go subscribe and all that good stuff. So yeah.
Again, that's youtube.com/Killer X Kenny. And don't forget to please subscribe to youtube.com/WrestleGamer and youtube.com/ZFXTV Network. So for the man simply known as Cartman, I'm Double B Billy Boudreaux saying thank you very much for watching. Natalia, please go out with me.